Welcome to the show, everybody that is joining me this evening. Today is going to be a great show. I'm going to today last week I was going to make this show last week, but it was last Wednesday was my birthday. So I didn't jump on. I was planning on it, but I ended up having a little bit too much fun, and time got away from me, so I wasn't able to jump on last week. But today I am going to get into what I really what my real what I have come up with as far as the RadRover. After 2 years, hundreds of miles ridden, I can give the most honest report of what this bike is made for, who it's made for, and what it is capable of. The capabilities of it are uh, they have many capabilities. It's Welcome back to the channel. I'm Boogie. Today, we're at the Lost Valley hiking biking trail. Son, this thing is awesome. This is the end of the ride. Just like in GoPro fashion, the GoPro quit on me at the end of the ride, so we don't get me actually finishing out the trail. But it was a great ride nonetheless. So that was um, the Lost Valley Trail it's in Defiance, Missouri, and this is a great park. It's very beautiful. This is a moderate miking blah. This is a moderate mountain bike trail. You could also hike on it, so it's not just a mountain bike trail, but it's a moderate trail that you can put your bike on. It's it's a good trail. You have to be a decent rider to be on that trail. But let's talk about uh all of the cons that I have about a factory stock Rad if you want to do more off-roading. And now these are these are my views and what I feel about this bike at this time after 2 years of riding it. So this isn't me just pulling this out of my butt after riding it for 5 minutes. So the first thing that even though the first thing is the handlebars, basically the whole front end, but the handlebars, it's a comfortable ride because it puts you upright for average commuting and just, kind of putzing around town. The handlebars are great for that. But as you see, when if you watch mountain bike videos, people doing downhill and doing more aggressive stuff, and people that are really touring, you don't want to be in that position for long because you really need to get more aerodynamic. You need to be more aggressive on turns and really get in different positions so you can swing that bike around. The next issue that should be addressed. Right now, Rad put out their 5th edition of the RadRover, and the only thing it really did was come in a limited edition color. I think that bike should have come in a limited edition color, and it should have had, a hydraulic brake issue. I am certain that no one would have been upset with paying, 100 or two more for this limited edition bike with a few upgrades that you couldn't get with the regular Rad that's just not a color change. Bowden e-bikes, which is a great e-bike company. If you're watching my video, I'm pretty sure you watch Bowden's videos as well. He has a bike shop. Can't remember. I believe he's located in California. Don't quote me on that. But he makes a great upgrade kit for Rad power bikes. Not only does he sell brakes that are plug and play? Plug and play meaning that they have the 2-pin connections that have the battery shut off that you will need to stop the bike so you won't just hit the throttle at the wrong time as you're holding the brake and smack into something. Upgrading the grips would be great. Or, being that it comes with the half twist throttle, that makes it a little difficult to change the grips out. That don't, something that you need locking grips. I've noticed, and this was really even before I got really into super aggressive things, my grips are sliding a little bit. They're kind of tight, but they still kind of move a little bit. If they were some locking grips, they would be so much better. Rad Sense, if you're listening, you have a twist throttle. Developing a locking grip for that twist throttle side would benefit many of us that may be looking for that option. Um, Bottle cage attachments for the down tube. Um, it doesn't the red doesn't being that it has the battery, it does make it a little difficult for you to be able to attach certain things or have attachments for your bike. I'm missing a screen here. Hey Tom, how you doing, buddy? Um, I'm checking some settings, so I want to make sure that do 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 feel like something's wrong. Okay. Um mm. Hey guys, if you guys can hear me okay, can you let me know in the comments? All right, great. Thanks, Tom. I was a little worried there. Sometimes my settings get a little off when I bounce in between things, and uh, I would hate to just have my mouth moving and people are just, I turn into a meme later where people are doing those voiceovers, and I sound, I say something really crazy. Um, But the red has issues with not enough attachments. And I got my girl in here today. She's a little dirty. I've been doing some work. Oh, and the reason why I have her in here and we're doing some work because of that video that you saw of what made me come to the realization of what I am looking for and everything that would make the bike perfect. A year ago, I invested in these. This, let's go jump over here so you guys can see this a little better. This is the June Tech hybrid hydraulic brake. It was a decent brake. And I say was because a little while ago, I was going down a trail and I blew this bad boy out. I seriously blew it out going downhill. And the video that I didn't realize what had happened until the ride was over. I just thought that the inclines, uh, I'm sorry, when I was going down the trail, I thought that I was just having I thought I was just having a bad day and I just couldn't stick some of these, I just couldn't stick it. Well, that didn't turn out to be the case. When I went to another park, when I got the bike home, I noticed that my front brake when I was hitting when I was squeezing the lever, it was coming all the way back to the grip, and I did some adjustments to the cabling. I thought I might have stretched the cabling out, or maybe it stripped a little bit. It turned out that that wasn't the case at all. It actually blew out the hydraulics. I blew out the seals on it, and that is how I ended up with a bunch of oil on the pads themselves, and also the rotor. So that was a nice cleanup job, which brings me back to why I felt that the bike should come with full hydraulics and it wouldn't cost that much. As you can see, Bolton sells, they have it sold out right now. So if you're trying to get this for Christmas, you won't get it, but they sell them for 119 on their website. I'm not sure what the shipping is, but it's plug and play for the Rad lineup. And I believe it tells you what all models that they fit. And I believe it fits everything in the Reds lineup. I believe, don't quote me on that. So I think that I think that Red they have made their name as a legitimate e-bike company. It's reputable. It has a great reputation in a community, especially amongst the older group. Younger people, I've all the parks that I've been to, all of the younger people are well, they're also doing downhill, and that is there is a bike specifically made for that. And Trek makes two different models that is designed for downhill riding. But I think that Rad could jump into that space easily if they develop a mid-drive bike. I think that that would help out a lot, and that may be just my personal preference on that. The next thing is something that I really, really want, and I think that I'm gonna do this no matter what. I am going to go tubeless in my next setup. Um, and I'm gonna go tubeless. I wanna drop some weight, I wanna run lower pressures, and I wanna be able to um not feel so springy on the it's kind of hard to explain. One A fat tire bike with the inner tube feels it gets a little sketch on the trails. That's what I could say with absolute certainty. It's a little sketch on the trails when you're bouncing a lot. And my last thing on this list is the biggest thing that needs to change if you want to do anything with this bike super serious. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is they need to change that front suspension. That is Man, that front suspension is garbage. It is absolute garbage. If you are doing anything other than riding on paved surface, that front suspension is garbage. It offers no adjustability. The only thing you can do is lock it out. It has a little fake little adjustment on there where you can pretend to adjust not the sag, but you can adjust um the recovery on it, man. It's just that thing just bounces. It's like a pogo stick. I was hitting rocks and this thing I had, man. Sorry. Sorry, I went on a little tangent there. It was it was rough. It was rough. It was rough. I wiped out because of the front suspension just s- would spring, and I couldn't throw the bike the way I needed to. Even though it was leaning properly, it would just sink in and bounce off. I skipped one thing, or that I didn't throw it in there. One thing that we um we as backpackers, and not really backpackers, sorry, but us as people that want to get into downhill, all of these things that I am mentioning right here go into the downhill vibe of riding. The one thing that I didn't add to this list that is very, very crucial for aggressive riding is a dropper seat post. That isn't something that I expect Rad to ever put on their bike, and that is strictly just a personal thing, that I will always invest into. But I don't think a lot of these other things that I'm asking for, a better suspend. Of course, it's only money, right? I just think that they have been around long enough to, they can jump out of just having the economy line. Now I think they can put out a more expensive and better tuned bike that will sell. I have all the confidence in the world. I mean, they're on their fifth generation Rad, so that means that people are purchasing this bike. By the way, um, that is the most purchased e-bike in America right now is the RadRover. There are a lot of us Rover people out there. So, what do you guys think out there? Am I way off base by throwing some of these things out there? Yes, Tom, I do. I think that the model of Rad, when it started, that it is a entry level e-bike. It is very much so an entry level. It is a great entry level bike for the price. It is something that you can learn on and learn what you want. For the average rider, you will need to change nothing. For the person that wants to get a little dirtier, you're going to need a little more. Also, one thing that I didn't put on the list that they definitely will need, they need to change the battery. I think that they need to develop something like Trek and get a more streamlined battery that integrates with the frame a little bit. I was afraid of when I dropped the bike a few times that I can kind of break that housing. Yep, they are bringing e-bikes to the masses. I thought I would be the only. I didn't realize how big or how quickly e-bikes would spread throughout the bike culture. For a while, I would we would hear about people down looking on people that rode e-bikes. They said that it wasn't real cycling. If you had one of those, you were lazy, that sort of thing. And now I'm seeing them all over the place. Out of all of the trails I have been to so far, if someone there, I've run across many Trek e-bikes out there, and I haven't seen any besides the Rad that I'm riding. I've seen all Treks out there, and the Trek is a $5,000 bike. So they're investing in that ride. So that's pretty much me for the long and short of where I'm at 2 years later with the Rad and what I think the Rad should do next. I absolute it it would not cost them much to upgrade the brakes. Why not? Or at least give the option. I don't not everyone needs to have hydraulic brakes. Hydraulic brakes comes with its own set of issues with adjustments and maintenance. And cable actuated brakes, yeah, it's easier. Definitely easier. Definitely easier to work. Yeah, 5,000 is a it's a huge pill to swallow, but um the Trek it's a full suspension bike. It has some great components on it. It's mid drive. It has all of the features that I spoke about, and they also have a carbon fiber frame as well. And I think that one is hitting at 10,000. So it's like a Ford Focus. Um, but they have all of that stuff, but it's designed to go downhill. And I believe my girl back here, I have a few more things that I'm investing in, and I'm gonna leave her alone. And I'm going to invest in a true downhill bike. The one thing that these strange times have allowed me to do was to actually get out and enjoy um the trails a little bit. And I did that by looking at this website. This is All Trails. It's subscription based. You pay yearly, but this website uh, is cool and right. It whatever city state you live in, you could type whatever you want, and you can find trails that are close to your house for hiking, for biking, for running, whatever you want to do. It tells you if it's dog friendly. It lets you know. Let's check on my recording. So um, places that I've been. So I have this one in twice because I messed up the recording wearing gloves. But this web it as long as using the app you can record your trip and it'll GPS it to see your progress. It tells you your elevation. It tells you the amount of time that it took you to do things, your calories. It gives you a lot of information. The only thing that I would say I was concerned with was distance, elevation, and total time. Uh, maybe some of this other stuff like my average pace and calories may mean something one day, but as of right now, it doesn't. But that's All Trails. It's a really great um, it's a really great tool that I have added to my arsenal this year for future bike riding and hopefully you guys will jump on that as well and you will oh boy. Where am I? Bang. So great trail. It's a great tool and hopefully one day when the world opens back up I'm going to do one trail a week. I didn't realize Missouri had so many places to go. I've recently come across a group that goes around and developing these trails. And I must say, after a couple times of being out, I'm really enjoying downhill riding. And I hope you all get out there and try that as one day as well. But like all good things, everything comes to an end. And that's pretty much where I'm at right now with this week's episode. Yes, I will be back next week with a lot of other things. Remember, guys, live life one trail at a time. See ya.